Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to my weekly Sunday card reading. And this spread will cover November 10th to the 16th. So I am back in Rhode Island for a few weeks, and then I'll be heading back to Austin in the beginning of December. It's so interesting how life just puts you on a journey. So I share that for anybody who is interested in booking appointments. I will not be available in the beginning of December as I have some personal stuff to attend to as I travel. So, I'll be here for the next couple weeks or so. This week, I'm just loving the energy we're in. So we're in the midst of Mercury Retrograde, which is Scorpio energy, which I think has been awesome. I've really been enjoying this energy that we've been in. Of course, it hasn't all been unicorns and rainbows, but it's just interesting. I can't even tell you how many times I've said in the last couple weeks, life is funny. So I'm having lots of aha moments, lots of awarenesses. I haven't been recording a podcast in a while. I've been doing a lot of inner work, and I'm in the midst of preparing topics for my next round of podcasts. So I've learned a lot personally, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that through my podcast, so stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel or you just happen to find this reading, know that all my readings are timeless. So anytime you need divine support or you're feeling you need guidance, just scroll through my channel's videos, and the messages can apply at any time in the future. And so we're in the midst of this Mercury retrograde energy. We have the 11/11 portal opening tomorrow, which is Monday, which for us spiritual people, it's kind of like our spiritual Earth Angels. It's kind of like our new year, and it's like a portal of energy. 11s are like new beginnings. It's powerful because we're in 2019. 2019 is the end of a 10-year decade, so we're going into a brand new decade. So the 11/11 portal is powerful in a sense that you can really set some really great seeds for the next decade. And I find it interesting for myself personally because I turned 40 this year. And so I personally started a brand new decade in my journey, my spiritual journey. So this energy has just been really interesting as I continue to rise above and separate from, that human ego part of me that wants to spiral. So on top of it, on Tuesday, we have the full moon in Taurus coming up. And the full moon in Taurus is about goals, and it's about like stability. And so I pulled from the Moonology deck, I pulled the full moon in Taurus card, which is your dreams need a practical plan. So how powerful. I mean, this is how funny life is. Like, how amazing. The astrology these last couple of years have been insanely awesome. And if you're an Earth Angel and you've been following it, or you're into astrology, you know that there have been some incredible shifts happening. So here we have this 11/11 portal. And then we have the full moon in Taurus, which is about like stability, practicality, and you're getting an opportunity to really anchor in those goals and the vision for yourself. So giving yourself some time this week to really get into that feminine energy of receptivity, of magnetism, of law of attraction. And again, when I talk about feminine energy, it's not really connected to gender, but we all have this feminine energy, this feminine vibration within us. And it's really powerful to tap into that because you can literally call things to you, good, bad, or indifferent. So getting into your feeling body this week, regardless of what's going on. I've had some hiccups and bumps along the road these last couple weeks, and what I keep hearing in my own mind is that stop resisting. So when I feel like my body tensing up and just wanting to resist something or something that's uncomfortable or that's going to create discomfort in my life, I just breathe into it and I go into my body and I just relax and, I call on the divine, I ask God for assistance and to show me, and you'd be amazed how things are transforming right now. So you may be in a place where there's a lot going on. You really maybe not be focused. You're being pulled in many different directions. So this is a fantastic week to sit down and really anchor that energy, anchor that vision for yourself. Like, is it like happy, healthy relationships? It is financial freedom. Is it financial security and stability? Is it to expand and grow your reach in your business? There's so many things. It could even be more love in your life. I've been practicing daily gratitude. And, it's so true that the more you practice gratitude, the more you have to be grateful for. And it's just bringing that energy in. So really, I'm asking you to be kind of mindful this week of how you're feeling. Breathe into any resistance. Magnify and intensify anything that's feeling love and joy and happiness and peace. And really just, I guess, appreciate every moment. You just never know when things are going to take a turn. So always being in the flow is powerful. So the cards that I pulled out this week is Keepers of the Light. I'm going to start by pulling a guide for the week. I'm going to get some additional messages with the Oracle of Angels. And then we're going to tap into what your soul's journey, what your soul wants you to know. As we go into this portal of 1111, if you're not really sure where to direct your energy, my intention with this deck is to really give you some focus or what your soul wants you to know this week. And then, of course, nature's whispers. Nature is the ultimate divine feminine. Nature is very magnetic in her own right. So I'm going to tap into the message in these cards. And then finally, what the 1111 portal is activating for you. So that's what I'm going to intend with this deck. So all the decks are in the description below with links if you're interested in purchasing them. Let me put these decks aside and open space for us. So I want to invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that needs to come forth, any messages, be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, friends, let's start here. Keepers of the Light, what guide would like to come out this week for the Earth Angel Collective? Oh, there we go. Oh, we have one here. And oh my gosh. When I was shuffling and preparing, clearing, I always clear the cards before I start. And this guy kept popping up. And I'm like, he's so cool. And I've been so tapped into the Native American energy lately with like signs. And one of my thoughts with this is, so his name is White Eagle, and he's the ancestor spirit. And his message says, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. And so one of the things I want to share first is I feel the hawk energy with his vibration. And the hawk energy for me, especially when I do my mediumship readings, is symbolism of the masculine, the wise, stable, structured, goal-oriented masculine vibration. Because if you think about the eagle or the hawk or the bird as they spread their wings, they always keep their eye on the prize. And this couldn't be any more suiting with the full moon in Taurus energy, where it's asking you to really evaluate your goals and really make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Any cracks or any weaknesses in your foundation will really need to be strengthened. So the Earth Angel Collective, we have this year been clearing out old programs, old beliefs, old ways of doing things that are connected to society, our ancestors, our parents and their parents. And we're really moving out of codependency, people pleasing, what else? Anger and resentment and bitterness, the martyr energy, the what about me energy. Let's see, what else? The sacrifice energy. I think there's this vibration, especially with feminine females. There's this heroism in sacrifice, right? Self-sacrifice. I do everything for everybody else. And it's really not healthy for us mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. So we're shifting out of these programs and this White Eagle can assist you to shine a light on what programs you're carrying. Remember, we come through the womb energy. When you come through the womb energy, you're carrying stuff from your ancestors, good, bad, or indifferent. I really, in my work and working with clients, I really like to be mindful that I'm never coming from a place of this is good or this is bad, this is right or this is wrong. It's all experiences. It's challenging. It's obstacles. It's movement, it's flow. And when we can get in that space, you have to understand that being uncomfortable is an opportunity for the divine to push you in a new direction, in a new light. So maybe some of you have been feeling resistant to things. Maybe things have been coming up. Maybe you've been being pushed away from people, or maybe things have been more difficult or challenging or in your face. Especially with the Mercury retrograde, it's like these patterns that come back over and over and over again. And so what I've been practicing this year is saying, like, son of a gun, here it is again. Here's this feeling. And we have to really take ownership too, because we are the common denominator in these repeated patterns over and over again. It is certainly easy to blame others, to project that energy on others. But when you can pause and look back and saying, okay, how may I be doing this to myself? What can I learn from this? How can I move forward? Or what can I do differently that hasn't worked? What am I doing that I'm repeating these patterns? And how can I shift it? And how can I do things differently so this doesn't keep coming up over and over again? Now, this is not to self-blame. This is not to criticize or bully. It is to bring awareness and shine a light too. And I feel like White Eagle and this ancestor spirit is going to shine a light on programs, old beliefs, and old ways of doing things. So maybe you have these outdated superstitions, or maybe that's not the right word. Maybe you have these outdated sayings that you're repeating. So what's coming to mind right now is money is the root of all evil, or family is everything, or you do what you have to for your kids. And there's a degree of truth in that, but there's also an unhealthy dynamic that may create codependency, that might create neediness, that may create this depletion and this self-sacrifice energy. So again, this is so multifaceted, and it can vibrate within you in so many different ways. So I ask you maybe to invite White Eagle in to your meditation this week, especially in the 11/11, and then the next day, the full moon energy. Tap into the Mercury retrograde energy and ask that vibration to shine a light on what you need to know. Now, understand too that when you do that, uncomfortable things and challenging things and bumps might come up that may say, oh, like, okay, maybe I need to learn patience in this. Maybe I need to take a look at my own judgments. How am I comparing these experiences to the perfect situation, or the perfect person, or the perfect relationship, or the perfect husband, perfect wife, perfect child, or yourself, like this version of perfection on yourself? And again, this type of shadow work, this type of transformative energy that the Earth Angel Collective is going through right now is not for the faint of heart. So I want to praise you. I want to commend you to those of you who continue to show up to these readings, who take in the knowledge and wisdom, that takes in what resonates, and then you go out into the world and you're better for it. Or you're out there shining your light to help the people that are around you. As you continue to work on your spiritual journey, then God can only but enhance your ability to be of service on your soul mission, right? So I really believe we have two paths in life. We have our soul mission and our spiritual journey. Your soul mission is the inner work. Your spiritual journey is the work that you do for others. It's how you're of service to others. How are you being a blessing for others? And it could be letting somebody go at a stop sign. It could be your own actual work, being a therapist, a counselor, a social worker, a teacher, a nurse. There's so many forms of caregiving. It could be maybe you're taking care of a parent right now, or maybe you're taking care of a child who's ill and needs support and needs assistance. And how are you comforting and supporting and teaching and inspiring? That's your soul mission, right? But your spiritual journey is what a lot of us have been really looking at and facing. We're facing like the error of our ways. We're facing how we are a contributing factor in our environment. I mean, with law of attraction, especially with Jerry Nestor Hicks, they say all the time, if you don't like what's in your vibration, pause and reflect on your own mental thinking, your own ego, and what you're projecting out into the world. Your environment is a product of that. So you have a golden opportunity to really capitalize on this powerful energy this week. So let's ask him for an additional message. Clearing the lineage, having old beliefs, old ways of doing things, old programs come up, asking yourself, how can I move through this in a different way? And it really requires you a degree of listening to Creator. You can talk and pray and ask for all you want, but if you don't give space to listen, it's really hard to receive guidance that's not challenging and difficult. Because remember, we're listening when things are, we're listening when our bank account is depleted. We're listening when our job is at stake. We're listening when we're arguing with somebody. So let's make a commitment to not let it get to that really painful place, and let's start listening on a regular basis in a more gentle light, in a more gentle way. So White Eagle, what more do you have for the collective? What additional message? There we go. Oh, see? I love it. You're learning. Go back to kindergarten. If you can remember that far back. When you're walking in, kindergartners are what? They're 5 or 6. And in a lot of ways, they're going out into the world on their own. And they're being forced to figure things out at 5 and 6, right? Some of them have to get on a bus. I live in a neighborhood where there are a lot of kids, and I look at some of those little babies, and they're getting on the bus, and they're so big, but they're so little, and I'm just like, wow, how amazing that they're going off in the world. And I don't have children yet, and I just commend the parents for being able to put them on the bus and release them into the world and let them go to figure things out. This is kind of the stage that we're in right now, right? We're in a whole new vibration spiritually. We're shifting into new consciousness and new awareness, and we've learned over and over and over again that the old ways of doing things is just not serving us anymore. So I feel like White Eagle is telling you here, the point of all this shifting is learning. It's the evolution of the soul, right? The earth angels that have come here to heal, to help people grow, to spiritually evolve. By you doing your inner work, you are raising the vibration of the planet. As I do it, and again, I'm no different. I'm right there with you. I have the consciousness to be able to share, to help connect the collective in a lot of ways, because I know myself personally can feel very alone and isolated in your community, in your space. I mean, how many times do Earth Angels say, I feel like I was dropped off on the wrong planet, or I feel like nobody gets me, or, it's very common with the Earth Angels, but, through the incredible gift of technology, stuff is kind of just bringing us together now. So I'm telling you here, you're part of learning. The Earth Angel pathway is learning and then teaching. So many of you, especially those of you who are watching this video right now, you're learning a lot as you're paying attention, as you're listening, as you're mindful, as you're aware, as you're in your spiritual body. You're learning so much. It's going to help other people for generations to come. I'm working with young girls that are 16 and 17 years old, and I'm working with senior citizens that are in their 80s, and everybody in between, masculine and feminine energies, who are all going through the same transformation on a broad spectrum. So you're not alone in this. You have a community, you have a network of people, but we do have a tendency to need to be needed. We do have a tendency to get into codependent relationships. So this is where this feeling alone, feeling isolated, feeling lonely, sad. It is part of the individualization process. Things are going away and shifting out of our life, so all we have to do is work with ourselves. So you're learning so much right now. And of course, we have the number 23 here, and 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 is about transition. It is about change. So understand that you're going through a metamorphosis, but you're doing it for the greater good. You know, your energy, when you raise your energy and you feel better, when you're in a more inspired space, when you're in a space of enlightenment and peace and happiness, you're going to go out in the world and you're going to radiate that energy, and then you're going to attract communities that are in that space as well. And so this is how we can shift the planet without going into the trenches, without going in to fix and save and change and make better, because that energy is just not working anymore for us. So let's tap into your soul. Let's see, soul's energy for the Earth Angel Collective. As we go into the 11:11, what does the collective need to know? Okay, so a couple here. We have discipline. Oh, this word. Okay, so discipline, the message says, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So I laugh because Earth Angels are notorious for being rebellious. And this word discipline, we're going to rebel. So, wait, oh my God, the next card is amazing. It goes perfect. So let me talk about this discipline. A lot of Earth Angels, from what I've seen and how I've worked with, and myself included, we've had unhealthy disciplinarians in our lives. Maybe it's been abusive relationships. Maybe it's been abusive society. Maybe it's been your work that's taken advantage of your time and energy and you haven't gotten paid properly. Maybe it was an authority growing up that was abusive on all levels. And so when we think about this word discipline, which can be, we can translate the energy to structure, order, routine, habits, which is all really good, and it's very masculine energy. And so what happens, again, whether you're male or female, your inner feminine is going to rebel against that if you haven't worked through your resistance to discipline. Now, healthy discipline is brushing your teeth every day, right? So a lot of people go to the dentist twice a year, right? Every 6 months, insurance pays for 2 cleanings a year. There has to be daily maintenance outside of those twice a year, or your teeth are going to fall out, right? They're going to get rotten. They're going to fall out. So you need a daily practice. You need a daily practice for connecting with the divine, whatever that is for you. And the more you connect and listen, it's not necessarily speaking out to the universe, prayers like I want this, or I need this, or help me with this, or it is sitting in sacred space and listening to your heart, listening to your mind, listening to what's going on, listening to the chatter, and then asking God to give you some guidance or some support to show you. Especially now with Earth Angels, just like you wash your body on a regular basis, you wash your hair, you wash your body, you brush your teeth, you get dressed, you maintain your car. Why? Because these are vehicles that are going to help you get where you need to be, your physical body. We're getting into the basics, friends. My car right now has the service light on, right? Right before I left, my oil light came on, my service, and I was like, oh boy. And on top of it, I need to get my registration renewed. And on top of that, something else with my car. It needs service. Oh, it really needs to be washed too. And so I laugh. I'm like, okay, this is a vehicle that I have to pause and take care of. Understand that your soul body, your soul vibration, that etheric part of you also needs to be taken care of. And if you are sporadically checking in, then you're going to get farther and farther away into the ego abyss, meaning that's where worry and fears come up, and that part of you that says, oh, you don't need to do this today, or oh, it's easier for you to just go watch, binge watch Netflix, or why don't you go on social media and just binge watch, and then what happens is you start seeing things that are like, wow, they're doing this and they're doing that, and you start feeling bad about yourself, right? So Earth Angels need to have a regular, habitual practice with connecting with the divine. Why? Because the next card is purpose, right? I know what I'm here to do. When you have discipline, and I say that in a sense of like, you're not always going to feel like sitting down and stopping and connecting with God, because especially we live in a society that's on the go all the time, right? So this discipline, if you can think about it, is structure and creating habits for yourself, right? You don't think about getting in your car and like pushing the button or turning the key now. You don't think about putting your car in reverse or putting your car in drive. It's habitual. You're not sitting there like, oh man, I have to go food shopping and I have to put my car in drive. No, so the spiritual journey right now really has to be habitual. And then to take it even further, you have full faith that when you take that action, putting your car in drive or putting it in reverse if you've got to back out of somewhere, that the car is going to work for you. That's faith, right? Faith isn't something, I have to think about faith. I have to think about faith. Faith is just a knowing that it is and it's going to happen. And this is what's happening on the soul journey now. You're learning, and it's, of course, look at all this purple energy. Purple is so spiritual. Purple is third eye. Purple is insight and intuition and guidance, and it's also the Archangel Michael, which is protection. But you're learning now through these challenges how to create a regular connection with yourself. Why? Because you are going to get deeper into what your purpose is. I talk with clients all the time. They're like, Gladys, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And as I go into their numbers and as I go into their spiritual vibration and I connect with the messages of their soul, it's always validated of what they already know, which I think is so beautiful, right? So here this person comes in. I don't know them from, a person on the street, and now I'm tapping into messages and guidance that they've already gotten. It's so validating. It's so healing. And so many of you right now are understanding what the point is, like why we're here, why are we going through these things. It does not have to be suffering. It does not have to be constant pain. It's those things that awaken us, that shift us, that bring us to new levels. So this is like our mindset, right? And when you are sitting down and really letting gratitude marinate to your soul, into your physical body, when you're letting affirmations and every single word connect with the essence of yourself, you're lifting your vibration and you're going to get even more to the heart of your purpose. And 2020, friends, this is about embarking on that. Of course, this is why we have your dreams need a practical plan. So if you don't have a regular practice, whether, it's going to a community, a church, going to a space with like-minded people, things that light you up, you may lose your way, right? So what's coming up for me right now is I'm in the midst of taking this class for myself personally. And there's a gentleman in the class that made a comment like, I thought I knew myself, but now everything is just, he said something like, I thought I knew where I was going, or I thought I knew myself, but now I don't think I know anything. And I thought that was so profound, because that is the spiritual journey. It's like when you think you know, creator flips the script, and now we have a whole new set of things to learn. So when you can lean into flow, when you can lean into that things are evolving and growing, and also lean into the fact that you do not have to do it alone by yourself, when you can open to vulnerability and receptivity and magnetism, God will bring those people in that can be your teachers. But you also have to understand people are going to come and go in and out of your life. And so this individualization process that we're going through right now is so important, and getting to the point of why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing. All right, so let's tap into Nature's Whispers. Nature's Whispers. What additional messages do you have for the collective? I feel like I've got spirit flowing through me. I feel passionate this morning. I feel like the messages are intensified. So part of me, if I feel sound a little more excited, I'm just really feeling the energy today. All right, so let's see. Let's go with this one. Celebrate differences. Love this. Here's another purple card. Look at all this purple. Purple's my favorite color, so I always love purple. So let's take a moment here. Let's look at this card. So we have dolphin energy, which is a lot of intuition. It's interesting. There's water energy here. There's a lot of water connections. There's the unicorn. I feel like, interesting. You see the unicorn here and then the person in it. I feel like this is you. This is you. See how beautiful and colorful you are? You are one of a kind. Remember, there is like 7.7 billion people on this planet, and everybody is different. So when you can really tap into your own gifts, your own knowledge and wisdom, and how can you contribute to the world? How can you be a blessing? By being a blessing and nurturing and nourishing and taking care of your own self. It's about like that giving and receiving energy. You know, I'm seeing the number 8. And I feel like this is a big part of the message right now, is saying like, you're this beautiful vibration. You're colorful. You're unique. You're special. Understand that opposites attract, right? We need differences of opinions. We need polarity. Right? So think about in romantic relationships when they say like opposites attract, meaning like the masculine energy is attracted to the feminine energy. Again, it's not gender, but you always see a dynamic of a masculine and feminine. And so what's happening now with this masculine and feminine is we're harmonizing this masculine and feminine within, and we're attracting that energy. But in relationships, one is masculine and one is feminine, and it's flip-flopping right now, right? So some people are taking care, maybe men or women are taking care of children, or then there's men and women who are working, and now you have those teams coming together where they're both working and they're both taking care of children, and there's this harmonizing of energy, right? So there's this energy. I feel like the universe wants you to celebrate differences, meaning that everything has a reason and a point. There needs to be something that's going to push you, right? So if we can stop demonizing people, if we can stop like that divide and conquer energy, if we can stop like looking at other people as the enemy and just thinking like, wow, how can I learn from this? And is that triggering me because I got something going on inside of me that I may be doing to myself? Or is that a childhood thing that somebody did to me and now I just want to rebel against it? When you can keep bringing it back to yourself, you're going to learn so much. So celebrating differences, celebrating your own differences, right? Your own individualism, your own individualistic self. Who are you now without these people, places, things, and ideas that have defined you for all the years up until this point, right? This is the big transformation. So we got like 2 months left to really dump and purge. There is a space clearing woman Kondo. I think her name is Marie Kondo. I think it's Kondo. And her book has gotten really popular right now because it's talking about loving the things that you have and purging what you no longer need. We can take that on so many levels, right? So there's so many teachers out this world that are teaching us on a high vibrational level, and it depends on how you look at it, right? You can look at it in the material and saying, okay, I got to get rid of these clothes. I've got to get rid of all these dishes or these pots and pans or these things that I've acquired from other people who may no longer be in your life anymore. But you also have to do it on a spiritual level. So, I encourage you now, especially in this week, to sit and evaluate what is in your life that you don't want to take into 2020. Now, this doesn't mean you have to start axing people out of your life. It doesn't mean you have to call them and say, your energy no longer serves me anymore. You can't be in my life. It means recognize it and then get busy doing the things that you want to do. Set boundaries, conserve your energy, pray, meditate, sit with God and Creator, sit in nature. These are all the beautiful things that you can do to shift your vibration. You'll be amazed how things come to you. All right, let's wrap this up here. Where are we on time? Okay, so one final message. So what is being activated for you, the Earth Angel Collective, in this 11/11 portal? It's this week of 11/11, in the midst of Mercury retrograde, with full moon in Taurus. Full moon is always a purging and releasing energy. So it's a really great time to evaluate. So I want to ask Creator, what is being activated within the collective, the Earth Angel Collective, through this 11/11 portal? Again, this is like our new year. So what's being activated within us? Let's see here. Make it loud and clear. What is being activated? Oh, there we go. Of course. Oh, I love it. Thank you for watching and wanting to hear these messages because, I just love it. I think it's amazing. Again, here's that purple energy. 11, right? Didn't we just say what is being activated? The 11/11. And you saw it. I said, make it loud and clear. And of course, the 11 card pops out, and it's about belief. Belief is full faith in knowing that you have this power of divine love, of divine wisdom, of divine power, this source of energy that flows through you. And I've been saying this entire year in many different ways that God is getting ready to activate within you your full power, and he needs you open, ready, recharged, refreshed to get on that mission. I myself, I've started lots of things and I've not been guided to pursue them. I've not been guided to, I talked about my podcast in the beginning, and I haven't been guided to get flowing yet because I'm still accumulating, I'm still recharging, I'm still refreshing, I'm still learning discipline, I'm still accessing what my purpose is, I'm still celebrating differences within people around me. I'm learning, right? I'm accessing the wisdom of my ancestor energy. And what is it about? New beginnings. So the message here says the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. Now, friends, this would be amazing if you wanted to. You could pause this video right here at, 37:52, and just take a snapshot if you're watching on your phone, or just pause the video here and just meditate on the symbol, meditate on the word belief. Meditate on the number 11. See it in your mind. Feel it in your body. It's the energy of new beginnings. It's also sacred love energy. They say there's a lot of twin flame energy out there, and it's a vibration I've been exploring personally. It's a vibration I've been understanding with romantic love and partnership and teamwork and power couples. And so 11 is also, the 11/11 is also connected to the twin flame, the divine love energy, and that's like another whole topic that I'm probably going to get into in 2020, because We really need to access this divine love, but right now it's learning about this inner love, this self-acceptance, this self-esteem, this worth, this value, and understanding that you are source. God is never separate from you. You are that energy. It is part of you. It is the essence of what keeps you driven and flowing and moving forward. It's the part that lights you up from the inside. And you can see the light in people. You can see their eyes shining. You can see their joy radiating from the inside out. That's when you know like they've got it. And everybody's got baggage. Everybody's got difficulties and challenges, but it's how we transform that, right? And when we can go to Creator, when we have this belief that God has always got your back, you live fearlessly. You live a different level of life, of living. My work is predominantly around death. I work with people who have lost loved ones. I work with people who are going through transitions. Maybe it's through jobs, maybe it's through relationships, maybe they're lost. I work with lost souls. And of course, they're never really lost, but it's certainly can make you feel that way. When people are going through the dark night of the soul, they find me, right? And so I can shine a light. My big work and my gift is that I am able to see the unseen, that I work in the shadow energy. I shine a light on the unseen. And that's the power of work that I do. But I also needed to believe in the knowledge and wisdom that I was getting. I also needed to believe in my own intuition. I needed to believe that this was my purpose, that this is why I've come here on this planet, because there's so much resistance against it, right? And I just kept going to God. God, show me. God, prove it. Show me. Prove it. What do I need to do? How do I need to transform? And I can tell you, friends, it was a lot of my own self-work, really digging into the stuff that I didn't want to face. And so now I have this belief, I have this knowing that there's this force that's always got my back. And it just, I don't know, it just lifts me up. It just radiates me out there. And I just take things on in a totally different way. So this is what's being activated in this 1111 portal, this belief. If you're watching this right now and you were guided to here and this popped up in maybe your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed, or this popped up in your YouTube feed, or God even knows if somebody even shared this with you, you are hearing these messages for a reason. You are part of this collective that is awakening. Believe it. And I can tell you this 1111, it's like the snowball's going downhill and there's no stopping it, right? And so let's surrender into that energy and saying, okay, God, I believe you. I trust you. Show me the way. And then like when people come across your path who need your assistance, they need your love, they need your guidance. Maybe they're mean, or maybe they look differently. Maybe they're not like out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's believing that God's put them in your way for a reason, and asking like, okay, how can I support? How can I love? How can I honor this space that I'm in? But then also too, how can I learn from this? How can I show up in it? How can I be a light in the world? Gosh, again, more purple energy, right? This was awesome. All right, friends. So let me close space for us, as I feel like I've said all I needed to say. I mean, come on, the proof is in the pudding here. So I want to thank all your guardian angels and guides, all the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted, especially White Eagle and his ancestor spirit energy. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started today continue for as long as it needs to be done, in mind, body, spirit, and emotions, in all ways. All right, friends. So one of the really great ways that you can assist this getting out and reaching more people, if you believe in these messages and you're inspired by it, click that subscribe button, share this video, that it just helps more people. If you like it or you dislike it, however, whether you like it or dislike it, whether you subscribe, you hit the notification, it's all going to help more people see this video. If you're interested in booking an appointment with me or learning more about me, there's all the information in the description below. And I cannot thank you enough for watching and being part of my channel and this earth angel energy that we're creating here. So always remember, I love you so much. You're doing such great work, and I praise you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.